Chase Mains here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about Swaj Mamatonics. Swaj is the ancient Egyptian word meaning healing and greening. Swaj Mamatonics is the world's first ever photovoltaic supplement composed of over a dozen wild plants. Heavy hydrogen, stabilized oxygen, ionic colloidal mamatonic minerals complementing aromatic amino acids and phyto compounds to make your body super electric. Our aromatic amino acids increase your two major heme groups' ability to absorb and use UV radiation. These are the mitochondrial cytochromes and red blood cells. The light is converted into the infrared radiation and electrons. The infrared radiation structures the water in the cell's circulatory system and lymphatic system. The infrared also shrinks the red blood cells and the cytochromes to maintain their proper shapes. This is sacred geometry. Understanding shape helps us understand the pathways of energy. The mitochondria can also heat up to 120 degrees while utilizing copper, gold, palladium, ruthenium, rhodium, platinum, and iridium to create biological superconductors. To learn more about this science, you guys should join the God Complex course. If you don't want to learn the science of life, that's okay too. Just make sure you take your Swaj Mamatonics every day and join the 40-day fruit fast family. It's not about just fruit, it's about the fruit of the earth. Strong mitochondria produces biophotons, which makes all your cells glow. That's why my dad, Minister Enqi, always says don't chase money, chase light. Order your Mamatonics now at 40dayfruitfast.com.
Peace to the family, peace to the family. Alright, so let's jump into it. Title of the video is self-explanatory. Why black don't crack. Or where does the saying come from? It's a part 2 to the lecture KT and I just did at the African World Festival. So that's probably the last video I posted. So just go back and watch the last video now. Apparently that's lecture of the year. I done got like lecture of the year a zillion times. I took so many mental notes. You know, I'd be scribbling this stuff in my any little paper, writing in my note, in my phone, wherever I can write something down. The other night, I've been up the last few nights. Let me just say it like that. And what's kept me up is when I did the, I believe it's Black Genetics 2. and I talked about the stem cell being a black blood cell, and I carry a lot of haters, you know. You're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing if you don't have a lot of just stalkers. And so not really understanding science, they tried to make it a joke. And when I said black blood cell, I didn't mean like the color, the keys on Tony's piano. I didn't mean like that. And obviously this piano is collecting dust. You know, this is how children do you, right? They must have it. Daddy, I have to have the piano. But Daddy, I also have to have this rolling. And Daddy, I also have to have this keyboard. So, you know, piano came and 3-4 other keyboards came, and now it's Ableton and whoop, 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 whoop. So piano's collecting dust. But I meant the process of black. Black's not a color. What black is a harmonic amalgamation of all of the different wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum combined. So that's what I meant. And so what kept me up is I had to revisit that, because you're looking at okay, we're looking at the plant. We're looking at the plant cell. And we know when we look at the plant cell, or at least the plant pigment cell, and it's the pigment cells that allow for life to happen, right? So I've already given you guys that information. All right, you have light being translated into various forms of infrared heat, which structures water in a cell. That structuring of the water in the cell creates a pool of free electrons. That pool of free electrons then allows for life to go on and happen. So that actually supersedes mitochondria. Okay, mitochondria were attracted to that structured water, or that rich pool of electricity. That's what a mitochondria live on. People forget. You see, I'm giving you jewels that are nowhere. Okay, so this is why I said this is a part 2 to the comedic origin of that's the name of the video, the comedic origin of quantum biology. And we're going to get around to detox as well. But people talk about mitochondria, and look at every conversation. Look at every conversation you've ever heard on mitochondria. And all you're going to hear about is the mitochondria producing electrons, the mitochondria producing ATP, the mitochondria producing biophotons. But they never talk about what the mitochondria needs, right? So that's what the mitochondria were attracted to. The gel, these little blobs of gel with such rich sources of free electrons. All right, so The mitochondria were attracted to these structured, to these little gels because they contain rich pools of electronic energy. Now, this is the relationship between, this is where skin comes into play. The relationship of skin or membrane to its innards has to do with the relationship between light and or photons and electron. So you have photonic energy being pooled via pigments in the same way that structured water is able to pool electronic energy. And the secret to that is shape. The secret to that is shape. It's the hexagon. It's the six-sided shape. It's the star. It's the seal of Solomon, right? But not the illusion of the seal of Solomon. It's seal of Solomon. It's the inner shape, which is important. The star is luminous, but and so when you look at the melanin, when you look at chlorophyll, when you look at heme, the most crucial pigments to our existence, you're looking at sheets, long sheets of these aromatic amino acid structures. And this is what makes Mama Atomic so powerful, is that it not only contains the aromatic amino acids to regenerate all of these systems in the body that are damaged, dormant, or malnourished, but all of the support mechanisms, the hydrogen, the dense hydrogen, the oxygen, when you look at tyrosine and phenylalanine, it's really the same thing. Tyrosine is phenylalanine with an oxygen added to it. So you add an oxygen to phenylalanine, you have tyrosine, right? So let's bring it back. I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back, and then I'll bring it all the way forward for you. So let's talk in terms of what's going on with Harvard now. So Harvard, it's incredible what's going on. Because on one hand, they're funding a group with a small fund, to put out studies and say that detoxing, they're debunking detoxing. And it's crazy because it's only they're taking advantage of people's lack of knowledge. This is only for people that don't really know anything. Because in the study, you had to comb through the study. The study concludes by saying the only way to properly detox the body is not with diet fads or, TV supplements, etc., etc. They say the only way to properly detox the body is by having a healthy diet and reinforcing the body's natural systems that are in place to cleanse the body, which would be the mitochondria, the glutathione system, the liver, the kidney, etc., etc. All right, so Lily, go with Chase and BB. Now get out of here. Go play. Go in your room. What you want to do? Really, Daddy is working. Daddy is teaching.
Teaching?
Yeah, Daddy's teaching. No, you can't play the piano right now. So, and I get it, right? Because here's the other thing. The large money, the really, really, really large money they're putting into understanding, obviously, red blood cells, but also melanin, and the reason why they're and obviously pigment. It's just pigment. So when we look at it specifically, we think melanin, we think red blood cell, we think chlorophyll, but in reality, it's pigment. And when you look at pigment, you're really looking at these aromatic amino acids, and this is really a very old science. So let's get to the subject at hand, right? Here's a couple of things about detox, and this is what you guys got to understand. Now, if you want a much deeper detox, okay, so I guess we're gonna have a little soundtrack. If you guys want a much deeper detox, obviously you want to do the whole 40-day. You know, you want to go in with the 40-day, get the whole list of supplementation, etc., etc. But the 21-day detox is really, really powerful. And so here's a couple of things you guys got to really understand about this whole concept about, black don't crack and babe, you gotta bring it in. If you're gonna bring it in, you gotta bring it in like in between my points, babe. Okay? That's when you come in with the piano. Okay? Alright, so I talk a lot about white blood cell activity, right? I talk about white blood cells being the sole progenitors of inflammation in your body. What you guys have to understand is that those guys are the opposite of detoxing. So anybody that has a body that has chronic inflammation, their body, or at least specific systems in their body, is unable to clean itself. Or it is cleaning itself at a much slower rate than stuff is piling up in it. Lily. Go play with BB. Go play with your sister and Chase and Caleb and Tony. Go watch Bubble Guppies.
Huh?
Yeah, Bubble Guppies is on. Go watch it.
Watch.
Yeah, go watch it. Come on, get out of here. Left Daddy. Left Daddy. Come on, go. You're not going? You staying with daddy? No matter what? Alright, so it's not funny, babe. Alright, so but you gotta hold off on the piano, baby. Okay? You wanna drink some of my smoothie? Don't spill it. Yeah, take it. Hold it. You drink it. Hold it with 2 hands. How you holding it with this fist? Hold it with 2 hands. Open this hand. Yeah, hold it. So, oxidation, right? Inflammation, oxidation, they go hand in hand. That doesn't happen at the same time as detox or anti-oxidation, okay? They don't happen at the same time. So if your body is inflamed, if you're overweight, if you have pre-diabetes, diabetes, high blood pressure, any sort of autoimmune, any stage of cancer, any sort of fibromyalgia, any of these little conditions, if you have an erectile dysfunction, like all of these little things represent a breakdown in the body system. And I'm going to try to make it very, very simple for you guys. So, in the book coming, and I know you guys are like, is the book coming or not? The book is coming. But I've had, a lot of stuff going on in terms of changing direction within the book, adding to the book, and then some other stuff going on with me personally. So it's just, but the book is coming. So, as long as you guys get the pre-sale, you're good money. You're good money. But here's a major difference. That's right on time. That's the highlight, the climax. Here's a major difference, a major key. Okay, Lily, that's good intro. Now you got to let me break it down now. Here's a major key to the difference between almost no outer pigmentation, pheomelanin, and then the 2 different types of eumelanin. Which is the brown, and then the I want to say the blackish brown, right? Sulfur. So we know with eumelanin, the affinity is towards selenium, in the same way that with the lower quality, the pheomelanin and the sulfur-rich people, you go towards a sulfur. But the glutathione system can be propped up by either one. So it's really about you being honest with who you are and fortifying your system with the nutrients that you need, right? So for some people, it's, you can get glutathione, etc., but it really comes down to selenium for you melanin-rich people. Okay? Selenium is the key behind the entire glutathione system, including the family of glutathione transferase enzymes that function. So, for the people familiar with the I King book, you guys know that I talked to you guys about the relationship between proteins and minerals. You getting it, babe? I'm breaking it down. Can I have kissy wissy? No. You don't need to play piano to celebrate kissy wissy, bro. So, your glutathione system, right? Your glutathione system boost, or I would say is symbiotic to your cytochrome system, your entire family of P450, you know, all of the guys that turn off all of your tumor fighters and your innate cancer fighters. All these guys are linked together. So when you hear why can't I remember this guy's name right now? Anyway, I always give this, I big this guy up all the time, but he's the guy who made it, he put selenium on Front Street, you know, in terms of the science that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that selenium fights cancer, tumors, etc., etc. So you guys could just Google that, and then you'll see it. For the people that are familiar with the videos already, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people may have his products. He has a whole line of selenium-based products. For my people, you're already on selenium-based products with the Mama Atomics, right? But the Mama Atomics not only gives you the selenium, but it also gives you the aromatic enzymes that you need, or excuse me, aminos that your body needs to catalyze the right type of enzyme production, etc., etc. So, but it boosts interferon. Now, interferon, they're giving people with serious illnesses at like $10,000, $15,000 a shot. Right? And interferon you make naturally in your body when you have sufficient. This is an Olmec head. Yeah. This is like a great granddaddy. So yeah, so I got the Olmec head next to the Ankh. Yeah, we lit. Yeah. Yeah, so I can show people better than I could tell them, baby. So this is how the chemiluminescence works. It powers these systems. This is why I couple the chemi with the Mama Atomics. It powers these systems. So to make it very simple, the legend, Sebi talked about intracellular chelation. What does that mean exactly? That means that a toxin, a bacteria, a virus, the major harm is only done when they are somehow make it into the membrane of a cell or group of cells. They make it into the membrane of a cell or group of cells and are able to lodge there and disrupt the mechanics in that cell or group of cells. Baby, left that. Just come by daddy or go watch Bubble Guppies. Exactly. Well, can I have a kiss then? That's always my answer. I'm glad you prefer daddy than Bubble Guppies. But that's just a part of it, right? You want to push the toxins and everything out of the cells, but that's not out of the body. So when you push these things out of the cell, you still have them lodged somewhere in an organ, right? Because you got to remember how the structure of the body works. Cells come together, make tissues. Tissues come together, make organs, glands, etc., etc. Organs and glands come together, and then they make. And the reason why I say etc., etc. is not to be bland or general or speak in general, but today's gland is tomorrow's organ. Today's organ is tomorrow's gland as science evolves. So I'm just trying to give you a basic blueprint of understanding so you guys can, use this as a compass to move through. So you push it out of a cell, it still may be lodged in tissues, glands, or it's still somewhere. Then you have to get it out of that into the body's fluid systems. Interstitial fluid, lymphatic system, circulatory system. Then liver and kidney is able to come into play and filter that thing and get it out in your stool or in your urine, or if it's a gas. We spend very little time talking about gases and plasmas. Then that's where your skin comes into play. And your lungs, right? So we have a couple different mechanisms of cleansing. These are all the systems that detox the body. What? What you say? You copying off me? So your kidney, your liver, your skin, colon, obviously, all connected. Everything in the body is connected via the body's plasma supply, or lymph, if you want to use that term, right? So Enqi boosts the lymph nodes. What is it, babe? You're full of baloney. You have these lymph nodes inside your small intestine. This is one of the things why the hair villi is so important, and I've used it for so long for so many things besides growing hair. Besides the villi system, which is crucial to the production of blood cells, Lily, go play piano with Tony. So you have Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches, which are lymph nodes located throughout the intestine, concentrated in the small intestine, but these guys do a lot of the cleansing work. You have metallothioneins. Baby, that's the camera. You can't move the camera, baby. Why you so... What's up? What's up? Now, metallothioneins are dope because they function without the aid of aromatic amino acids. And these are the guys in the liver that do a lot of cleaning, right? So, work with us, okay? All right, so now you got certain things like milk thistle, right? Which is one of the components in the Enqi, but a lot of people don't know. So they'll try to get deep on and be like, oh well, I know the compound. It's the silymyrin, the silymarin, the silymarin, yeah, right. What does it do? Forget about the pronunciation. What does it do? It boosts glutathione. Right? What does cumin do? A lot of people talk about cumin. What does cumin do? Cumin binds glutamate to cysteine so that it increases glutathione in your tissues. Right? Because we know glutamate unchecked runs wild and rampant and causes problems in the body. Right? But if you can bind glutamate and cysteine, which is a sulfur molecule, if you can bind them together with glycine, right? People on the ketogenic diet, they know a little bit about that, right? They know about leucine and glycine. And, they know about that? Give me kissy. Give me kissy. I'm gonna get 100 kissy. Oh, I'm getting a hug too. You're such a camera hog. That's why I'm not putting you on the camera. But so this is how the function goes inside the cell. All right, I already given you the anatomy of the cell. You know, so you got the endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi. You know, you got all that. If not, join the God Complex course and get that. I'm not gonna, you join the God Complex course. All right, but this is inside the cell. All right, so this is where your methyl groups make a difference. Right, your methyl groups are the guys that communicate with your histones. Right. Glycine, glucuronic acid, glutathione, all of that requires what to function? Baby, what you doing with that? Selenium, right? And we talk about selenium because selenium, the relationship with pigment. And now, why is that crucial? Because all of these guys prop up what we know of. Lily, what you trying to do to the camera? Leave it. Come over here. Stop messing with that. Your cytochrome P450 system. So most of you guys are familiar with come over here. Most of you guys are familiar with cytochromes from the mitochondria. Right? Cytochrome 1, cytochrome 2, cytochrome 3. And then I gave you guys the etymology of cytochrome. Right? Cellular pigment. Right? But these cytochromes are all over the body. All over the body. And this family, this P450 family, they're a group of pigments that are, since they are, they're floating everywhere acting, they're enzymes, but really there's just so much growth in biology that's going to happen over the next 50 years. Like things that we consider enzymes are going to have a new name. I don't even know what they're going to call these things. But mitochondria is one of these things that we know of as an enzyme that should have its own name because it's really a different type of thing that's in us. It's a life form, right? But these guys make up, and selenium requires, you need your B vitamins. You have to have your B vitamins. So this is how you really power your pigment system. And Sister Jewel Pulcrum was right on with that maybe 15, 20, I don't even know how long ago. Maybe 15, 20 years ago. So, just to simplify, because I know between me and Lily, y'all might be lost. Okay, it's all right. But I'll simplify it for you. So, here's the toxin road into the body, right? And I think I did this in Virusology 101 at Black and Nobel years ago. But entering the body, right? And once it enters the body, this is why you have the skin and then subcutaneous levels of layers of skin. Then this is why when we talk about the proper breathing, you're not supposed to breathe into your mouth. Your mouth has no filtration system. Your nose, on the other hand, does, to stop a large bit of parasites and toxins from actually getting to circulation. All right. So that's stage 2. Okay, first the toxin or the parasite or the bacteria has to get into the body. We're just going to say toxin for everything. That's going to include all the bad guys. Right? So first the bad guys. How about that? Enter the body. Then they have to get to circulation. From circulation, now it starts again. Right? Because they have to enter a body again. They have to find a way to get through the membrane of a cell. Right? So now they enter. Exactly. Where you keep going. So now they enter a cell. Now they're in circulation in the cell, and then the next stage from circulation in the cell is their point of attack or problem, right? Flip side on the reverse, detox. What is the actual detox? A, stop the problem by dislodging the bad guy, right? You dislodge the bad guy. Where's the bad guy? It's right. We're just walking it backwards. Now it's in the cell in circulation. So now we have to get it out of the cell circulation. So we want to push it out of the cell, right? We push it out of the cell. Where is it? Now it's back in body circulation. Right? So we got to get it out of body circulation. Say circulation. Say circulation. Say detox. So that's where the kidney and the liver largely come into play, along with the body's fluid systems. Now, a lot of people say, well, how do we get things out of the cell? Well, that's where, again, Mama Atomics is so crucial, structuring water. The more order and structure your cytoplasm or the plasma within your cell has, the more exclusion you have. And things are excluded, pushed out of the cell. That's how cells clean themselves. All right, this is why the Mama Atomics is so important. I'm teaching you guys how this detox works. Right now, in terms of, we talked a lot about the relationship between mitochondria, infrared production. Say detox. Say it loud. Say detox. So we talked a lot about it, and this infrared being able to further structure the cytoplasm in the cell. But in terms of the nucleus of the cell, where the nuclear DNA is, where your histones are, of course there's a mechanism to protect your histones. And that's when we get to the NRF2 guys. So now, in the 21-day detox, we don't really push the histonic. That's more for the 40-day fruit fast, right? But what? But that is where that's where the NRF2 system comes into play. The NRF2 system triggers what? Okay, here. Okay, we'll get out of here then. Triggers your antioxidant system, which is pretty much your body's natural, the core of your body's natural detox system, right? So, what is it with you? Now, again, going back to the book Eat Right for Your Haplotype, your mitochondrial function, or the function of the production of electronic energy within a cell, is going to determine the membrane or the skin. And this is why we wrote the entire book on the connection between mitochondria and melanin production. Mitochondria are tied to melanosomes. Okay, so your enzymes are always at work. Mitochondria, melanosomes. They couple together to produce melanin. There's a reason. All right? The structured water in the cell, like I said, pulls electronic energy, while pigment pulls photonic energy, right? And it doesn't just stop there. The fair-skinned Oriental nations, as well as the European nations, have a mutation in the ABCC1 gene. The ABCC1 gene, it's not ABCs, baby. I'm talking about biology.
CBBCC.
Right, but it's not what you're thinking about. No. So the ABCC1 gene, yeah, what you doing, baby?
I got you.
All right, so the this is going to severely damage the body in terms of its ability to resist oxidative stress. So this is why the Oriental communities, the lighter Oriental communities, and the European community, the European nations and the Oriental nations age much faster. Now, the Oriental nations have made it their business. They have made it their business to you sitting right there, babe. They made it their business to look at them. Look at the camera. Okay. They made it their business to incorporate life extension programs as much as possible into the normal flux and structure of their lives to preserve their skin and organs as much as possible. You know, this is one of the oldest sciences. We just have to remember the bridge, or not, I shouldn't even say bridge, the gap. I try to create the bridge, but there's a gap between ancient science, which we know of in many places as myth and things like that, versus modern day science. But all of what we're studying today as pigment was studied long ago under the guise of sacred geometry and you see it in certain places, certain yantras and I mean, you see it has been adopted in terms of the Jewish community with the Star of David. But many people don't really understand how that got adopted. What's going on? What's up? Right? So what you need for aromatic amino acid function: hydrogen rich matrix, a hydrogen rich matrix, a carbon rich matrix, which is a specific type of carbon, i.e. vitamin C, and then an oxygen rich matrix.
No!
Yes.
No.
Say oxygen. What about this? Say Mayer, Rothschild. No, say it.
Yes.
Say Rothschild.
Yes.
But if you were to ask Bible scholars, they'd be hard pressed to find the Star of David in the Bible.
So.
Right. So it was incorporated into the into the tradition of the Bible post the Rothschilds using it as their emblem to mark their house, and then as a reflection of their good faith. But if you go back, right, you find stories of the Seal of Solomon, and it conferred upon him the ability of communication with all life forms. Now, again, there's a gap between how ancient science was communicated and how we do it today. So when we talk about the Seal of Solomon being able to grant the ability to communicate with all life forms, what does that shape do? What does that hexagon do? It translates light into biology. You want to go and watch Bubble Guppies? Well, you got to be good if you're going to stay out here with Daddy. No zzz. You got to be good. What you going to do babies can read. Yep. Well, calm down.
What?
Calm down if you about your money. I'm about my money. You gonna hold it? Read this. Say the I King.
King.
No, not king. Say I King.
A.
King.
King.
Right. Now, the Seal of Solomon is not the only place you find this conversation about the conversion of light into information, right? The Oriental communities, their oldest book, the Book of Changes, is an entire science dedicated to mastering the variations. Okay, go.
No.
Okay, so be good.
B.
Mastering the variations of the hexagram. Okay, you going. See you later. Chase, come get Lily. You gonna do good, girl? No? No? You better say yes. All right, so this is why I rewrote a volume and added it to the three standing long time I King renditions. The last one we had was by one of the great living masters. And I believe that was the Harlem River arrangements. But this all centers around tyrosine, tryptophan, and phenylalanine. Now, phenylalanine is here's the weird thing. Phenylalanine, you add an oxygen to it and it's tyrosine.
No!
Tryptophan seems to have tryptophan seems to have the same structure as phenylalanine, but a double ring. Okay, so for the double ring, you can thank KT for that one. So we're really just looking at this one shape, being able to translate light into biology and life, right? Oh, what's happening? Okay, well. I'm gonna eat you. Eat. So, these three amino acids are responsible for all of your bad girls, bad girlsies. Okay, you out of here. You out of here.
No!
Okay, so be good. I told you Daddy's working.
So.
Why don't you teach? You read it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the people. They're watching. Look, up here. Exactly. saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing. Right? But understand, these 3 amino acids responsible for your smell, your brain development, your brain function, your skin.
Daddy!
What? Well, go. Okay, well, stay.
Okay.
Your nervous system, your growth and maintenance. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Of every aspect of your life, including your mitochondria.
Thanks, Dad.
No, you calling Chase to come get me?
This is the puzzle. No, get that.
Well, I'm gonna get you. And I'm gonna get Chase. Yeah, put your shirt on, baby. Why are you trying to take off your shirt on camera?
Dip it. Dip it.
Yeah.
A 7. 7. A 7.
Now, what many people don't know is that these same aromatic amino acids are also glucogenic. So what does that mean? That means they can produce sustenance for energy production if need be. So these are the guys that are not only ketogenic but also glucogenic that can feed a system as well. So they can not only create a system but feed a system, right? So hopefully you guys got. Hopefully you guys got some good stuff. Oh yeah?
No.
Where you going? Where you going? Oh. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so hopefully you guys got some good stuff. Now, let's talk about, let's bring it back to the 3 major pigments, which is how these guys, these aromatic amino acids, do their major work. You want some juice? Let me see what time it is. I think it's officially snack time for you. Yeah. Okay. Snack time. Alright. So you guys are I'm gonna go to a commercial break.
Hey.
Give me my kiss. Give me my kiss. So you need a snack, baby. No. Yeah. I'm gonna have a snack with you.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little green drink.
Okay.
Green drink and some sliced apples.
Apple?
Yeah.
Just apple?
Mm-hmm.
Daddy? Serious? Daddy?
Yes, I'm serious. You want it? Come on. Alright, so we're back. Snack time is popping right now. Alright, so we're talking about the red, the black, and the green with the key. No, I'm just kidding. So you have these same peripherins, and now what is a peripherin, right? So a peripherin is basically the pigment structure minus the mineral catalyst for action, right? So You look at chlorophyll. The same peripherin structure is there as heme, right? But in chlorophyll you have the magnesium. In heme you have the iron. Melanin, same peripherin, same structure, which is basically a sheet. It's a weaving. It's like a sheet, literally a sheet of aromatic amino acids. So you have a pent structure tying hexagons together. So you have a pentose hexagonal matrix, right? But it's the weaving pattern, right? So it takes us kind of back to Anansi, right? But you have this weaving pattern with these six-sided structures, the center of the Star of David or the Seal of Solomon, whatever the case may be, which is the aromatic, the key of the aromatic enzymes, the benzene ring, right? When you have a peripherin, you just have a sheet of these woven together, like literally a sheet or a blanket or whatever. So in the center of these guys, you have a mineral that catalyzes the major action of the molecule. In heme, it's iron. In chlorophyll, it's magnesium. In melanin, it's sodium. Now, you go sodium, which on the periodic table is number 11. Then you go magnesium, which is number 12, right? Then you go iron, which is 26. So a pattern doesn't become apparent until you notice that 11 times 2 is 22. 12 times 2 is 24. The next, in that sequence, 22, 24, 26 is iron. So you have iron and you have aluminum, which is the transitory stage before your regular metals or your poor metals become the transition metals. That's the gateway, that number 13. So now we go, oh man, I know where I heard 13 before again, right? So so we gotta get this whole light cascade thing down. All right, so black. Black is, right, melanin, black. Black is the harmony between all of the different wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum. Green. Green is the chlorophyll. Now, here's the funny thing about the green. Green chlorophyll, right, it will oxidize into like let's take green. Let's take oxidize out of it. Let's take green. Let's take chlorophyll. If we put specific wavelengths of UV, it'll radiate red. In the same way that if we oxidize copper, which is red, which is like a biological red, it's close to very, it's like a brownish red. It will oxidize, right? Green. Okay. Selenium and oxygen. When you take selenium, right? And I know you guys got to look this stuff up. Just look it up. It's okay. Everybody's got a smartphone. Allow that phone to make you smart. Selenium oxide. When you add oxygen to selenium, the color that you get is red, blood red at that, right? So there's an intimate relationship on many different levels between what we know of as the red, black, and green. It's not just like a flag and pump your fist and all this kind of stuff. For those of us that put any time into studying monatomic elements, we understand that aluminum and silica were the reading, and it's at a specific frequency. When you have monatomic elements, that's what they read as. So when you put more light frequencies into, so now we begin to, and I was on the phone with KT, and I was trying to, we were digging, and I was explaining to him. I said, we were really going back and forth, but I made the point. I said, see, at this point in the scientific conversation, right, this is where I have to go back to my old research, because I pioneered a lot of this stuff, and now NASA, Harvard, these guys are, now they're validating what I gave you guys 10 years. You got to get in the God complex. This stuff is, they validate now what I gave you guys 10 years ago already. This is their cutting edge research, and you guys had it 10 years ago, for those of you that took the risk on me. Trying to think how to explain this. At the evolution conference, I talked about the origin of life and the concept of God being man's version of explaining the larger magnetic field that we live in, and that generated our original source of plasma that became all that we are. Everything comes down to magnetics. Magnetism can produce electricity. It's the magnetic field centered in what we know of as atoms that allows for the interchange, the play of electrons and what we consider the valence. But it's now science uses different language. They talk about electron clouds. It's really just a change or evolution in the way they want people to see atoms without debunking 100 years worth of science that they've codified or they've put down already. One of the things that I talked about in Chicago at B-Gabs, and I'll be at B-Gabs soon. So everybody call B-Gabs and drive her crazy. Ask her, call B-Gabs Goodies restaurant, ask her when Minister Enqi's coming back. I think it might be the second or third Sunday in September. But one of the things I talked about was the oxygen. And oxygen absorbs black light, but it also, every atom has specific frequencies of light that it radiates. That light frequency determines its electron cloud. I'm going to say that again for you guys. And remember, you heard that here. This is not Minister Enqi regurgitating someone else's no, it is mine firsthand. So the light that these atoms radiate determines their magnetic strength in terms of the electron cloud that they have surrounding them. As that frequency changes, as the atom absorbs more light or stores more light, etc., etc., the electron cloud around it changes. As the electron cloud around it changes, it now becomes what we will call a different atom. So this is what none of these guys really understood when they were trying to research and get a good grip on monatomic minerals, etc., etc. And they kept testing the powder with William Flinders Peachtree samples, as well as David Hudson samples, and they kept coming back aluminum silica till they were able to literally blast it with longer and more higher wavelengths of energy, and then so it really is about what the electron cloud is and the magnetics of the nucleus, quote unquote, of these atoms. So for some of you guys, that's going to be huge keys. For other folks, it's going to be like, what is he talking about? You guys need more study. Go to the God Complex, take your time through these videos, and just research each key component. Like, look it up. I'm giving you guys names, days, times, subjects, so you guys can go back and do the tedious research. All right. Understand that of the three, tryptophan, phenylalanine, and tyrosine is the only one with the ionic side chain. That's key in terms of biochemistry. And this is what makes the 21-day detox so powerful, as well as the 40-day fruit fast. It's the ability to speed up the biochemistry that cleans. Aubrey! What's up, baby? This is how it goes. What's up, baby? Once I get one twin down for snack time, then her sister comes to wreak havoc.
Sid!
You hear her?
What's up, baby? Sebi!
What's up? I thought you was doing snack time, Lily. You came back out here with BB? Who's giving daddy kisses? Both of y'all? Alright, so we're wrapping up. Hopefully you guys remember. Get up. Okay. Alright, so hopefully you guys remember. I'm trying to hold my camera and stop my shine. So, hopefully you guys remember. Hopefully you guys remember. I have to fight with Aubrey and Noah for my camera time.
She has your phone.
I know, like she's been making phone calls.
Daddy!
So, okay, alright. Alright, Lily, wait 1 second. Okay, let me just wrap up. Alright, so hopefully you guys remember the key components that we talked about today. The stages of detox. Lily! Thanks for daddy. The stages of detox, how the compound optimizes those stages via mitochondria, via your selenium, your glutathione system, your cytochrome. We will revisit these topics. How about that? So, this is your minister signing off. With Aubrey and Amore in the background. Peace.